Hi folks, it's Reena, Jadhav here. It's Flash X Event Health. We're at UCSF and it's a fun party tonight, but I've dragged Mike Aratow of Ellipsis Health to come chat with us. Hi Mike.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. So tell everybody, what does Ellipsis Health do?
So Ellipsis Health is creating the first vital sign for behavioral health. And the way we do that is we ask you some questions and then we analyze your speech. And we're using speech as the biomarker. And we look at how you say the speech and what you say, so the acoustic and semantic aspects. And then we can get a signal back which tells about depression and anxiety.
Now that's fascinating use of voice. I'm going to date myself, but I leveraged voice recognition way back in 2000 to create Job Flash, which was a voice application for recruiting. And we would do interviews. There would be verbal interviews that would be done, and then they would get recorded, and recruiters would get to listen to the interviews and decide who they wanted to call in for an interview. And you've taken that concept of recording and then interpreting how the voice modulation is to instead conclude whether someone's got anxiety and depression. It's very cool. What's your underlying voice technology?
We're using, obviously, machine learning tools to do that. That's really it. I mean,
so you're custom coding kind of the layer, the AI layer is all custom coded down.
Sure. Yeah, we're not using.
You're not using, or you're not putting this together.
Integrating things.
Got it.
We're using it right now.
How'd you come up with this idea?
How do we come up with this idea? Well,
whose brainchild is this? Like, we can voice analyze people and tell you. And you know, you've got to go from depression, anxiety to lying, cheating next.
Well, yeah.
A lot of women will buy this.
A lot of parents
There's
will buy
a
it
bigger
too.
market. There's a VC who's going to come to you and say, forget the anxiety, you know, that's a good market, but hey, you got to do this for this other market.
And also with all the false advertising.
Exactly.
So it was, the idea was through our CEO, who realized that this was an important aspect of understanding a patient.
Right.
And if you know that 5 years ago, I don't think people really appreciated the behavioral health aspects of a patient. It was separated.
Absolutely.
So behavioral health people did, but not the physical medicine.
Yeah.
I'm a physician, ER physician. So. But I see a high level of mental health in my practice anyway, because people come to the emergency room because they need vaccines. But the bottom line is, before, physical health and behavioral health were separate. And now people realize to create a holistic view of the patient and also to really serve them well and to get the best outcomes and the best costs, you have to look at the whole picture.
Absolutely.
And this was something that is a challenge for the primary care physicians in general to be able to identify depression. Only about 50% of the time do the PCPs actually pick it up in their population.
Well, and I'm here to tell you that they get it wrong a lot. So I had an autoimmune crisis, and I had 28 symptoms. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. So 6 months later, I was informed by my primary care physician that he was convinced I had depression, and that's what was creating my symptoms. And I could have believed him and gone that route because he was going to stick me on antidepressants and prednisone for my symptoms. And I kind of looked at him and said, "You're crazy. I am not depressed. I'm pissed that I'm sick. I'm sad that I'm sick, but I'm not depressed. Like, you got this wrong, buddy." So there's a double issue there where there might be a misinterpretation of the situation and maybe an overdiagnosis of, oh, you've got depression, and vice versa. Someone has depression and they don't want anyone to know. They're really good at hiding symptoms.
That's right.
I knew a lot of teams that are very good at hiding symptoms, and so the ability for a tool like this would be powerful. So tell us a little bit about numbers. How many people have you put through this, and what kind of results are you seeing?
Well, we're seeing really good results. What I can tell you is that we are the equivalent, and just actually a little better than a trained primary care physician in terms of identifying depression. And so, we've got our numbers up to that point for the algorithms to give us the commercial traction and the market actually really interested in doing it.
That's exciting. And how many
So the company has been around for about 2 years.
Oh, you're new.
Yeah.
You're a fledgling. Okay. And how much money have you raised?
We've raised a couple of million.
Okay. Okay. And what's your next big objective?
Our next big objective is to really start scaling.
Okay.
So we have the algorithm, as I said, where we want it, but we want it to be better. So obviously we're going to be doing data collection to get that better, and then scaling into operational engagements.
Sounds exciting. All right, for those of our founders that want to know some tips and tricks of getting to the stage you've gotten to, any advice for them?
Yeah. I think, first of all, let's see, there's a lot of things. There's so many that
Top
I can't even
three.
think of it.
I know.
Well, I think, a great book to read is The Lean Startup. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's really good. You need to be data driven.
Yeah.
And I think focusing is really important because, for example, we've had investors say, "Oh, do you want to go into cognitive impairment? Do you want to go into PTSD?" And people say, "Yeah, that's on the roadmap, but you really got to be laser focused
That's right.
on your path. Otherwise, people will start diverting you, and then you will never get to your original goal."
It's a really good piece of advice, actually.
And then I think you have to realize that you're going to be in the healthcare field, and that's what you're giving advice for.
Yeah, yeah.
And you really have to understand the work. And just because you have the best tech in the world doesn't mean that it's going to get better.
No, in fact, it's the opposite.
Right.
Best tech's not getting adopted unless you can make it low tech and easy peasy and
Well,
not very
essentially,
expensive.
Transparent.
Exactly.
So, in the clinical environment, we're very busy. Many times it's 24/7.
Right.
People are always waiting for you. You always have too many things to do. You're multitasking. If you add one iota of work, even though it may have some great benefits, if you add one iota of work, that really is a detriment to adoption. So you have to really realize that you have to understand not only the workflow, but you have to understand where the money's coming from. You got to follow the money.
And who pays for your solution?
So there's a couple different ways to do this. I mean, the payers can pay for it. Sometimes the providers pay for it.
Are you going to go the insurance route?
Oh yeah, we're looking at all the routes, and you sort of have to do that. I mean, when I say focus, we're focused on the product and getting the results we need. But as far as like where the payments coming from, you have to be very flexible. You're in a hybrid environment now, and that's another piece of advice is that you really have to play for the fee for service and for the fee for value. And that's sometimes very hard to do. But there are ways to do it.